It's probably about time I dedicate some stuff to the Hall of Monuments. So what have we got here? We may as well use some of these tapestries while we're going at it. Alright, Monument of Devotion. Oh, do we not have any tapestry shreds? Oh, shit. Whoa, what's this? Kieran's back? Hello, Kieran Thackeray. What are you doing here? Okay, so yes, alright. Yeah, he's going to be speaking to Gwen. And this is going to be a staple of the series as we go through. So Kieran says, "Somehow I knew I'd find you in here, Gwen." This is like the soap opera kind of style, I said. And Gwen replies, "Lieutenant, what do you need?" Oh, no. "Something's been nagging at me the last few days. I thought if anyone could help, it would be you." "Go on," says Gwen. "No, I'm not going to do voices for them. Back home in Ascalon before the searing, do you remember Matthew Malone, Mary's little brother? That's actually a character you can see in pre-searing. It's pretty awesome." Gwen says, "Sure, but I didn't know him very well. Why?" "We attended the academy together. On night watch, Malone would go on and on about Ashford, and I'd tell him about Jaskier before the char. Is this mere nostalgia, Lieutenant, or do you have a point somewhere?" "Patience, patience, I'm getting to it. Matthew shared with me the ingredients for a special tea that Mary would give him for hay fever. For the life of me, I can't remember any of it." "Hay fever tea? Dried red iris petals, netto extract, dried apples, and ground jarraconda seeds. My mother's recipe. She must have given it to Mary. I knew you'd know. It's a pity the ingredients are so exotic. Oh well. Ah, stuffy nose? I'm sure you'll live. I'm sure I will too, but it's not for me. It's Vickers and Demott. Always getting hay fever. They are a constant risk to sensitive field operations. Next new moon, we're going on a long-range patrol, and I want a solution to the sniffles afflicting my poor men. Seems like the tea would do it, but I doubt I'll run into Jarraconda anytime soon. Isn't it native to Alona? I don't know, but I bet Nicholas would get us Jarraconda seeds. The Traveller? Yeah, he's an old friend of mine. I'll ask him the next time he passes through. My garden, of course, has plenty of red iris flowers, and there must be dried apple in the garrison pantry. I could have some tea ready by the time you leave. Simple. You would do that for me? Thank you. Well, it's for the troops, after all. Anything for the vanguard, right? Oh, right. I'll check in with you before patrol. Goodbye, Gwen. Okay, and then he walks off. Alright, so this is the first of many little greetings. And Gwen says, "Goodbye, Kieran." This is the first of many little greetings that will be happening in the Hall of Monuments. My crappy little staged, I'm going to go dedicate some stuff in the Hall of Monuments. I did it because this is basically what used to happen when the content was coming out. People would just randomly come out into the Hall of Monuments and some more conversations would happen. Basically, a bit of a storyline will develop here, and eventually it will evolve into some real quests and an awesome little scavenger hunt we'll be doing later on. But basically, it would be so boring in the Let's Play if I just kept zoning in and out of this portal, constantly seeing more and more of the dialogue. So as we progress through, we'll be seeing more and more of Kieran and Gwen's dynamic sort of evolve forward. So we'll go back to the Temple of the Ages here. If you are actually wondering whether I'll dedicate much in the Hall of Monuments as we go through, I don't know whether I will. I mean, if you really want to see me do that, I suppose I could do like a little bonus episode that's like 5 minutes long of me just dedicating all the crap I've got. But generally, you know, if you played the game, it's not going to be anything that you've seen before, and it's not that interesting, even though it is vaguely relevant to Guild Wars 2. Alright, also, a lot of you mentioned stuff. Hader, yeah, I've been thinking, actually, Livia here, who's in the party, you guys are completely right, actually. Livia's got a big part in this story, and she's kind of not expected to be in the party either. So, she'll be leaving our party soon. She is, of course, a necromancer, so I'll be replacing her with Elias. If you remember Elias, we only saw him very briefly back in Nightfall. And even then, I think it was only in a bonus episode anyway. But Elias, you know, he's a white man, an ex-White Mantle guy. He's very integral to sort of this whole storyline here. I think it only makes sense that Elias is here, and a lot of you have mentioned that you'd love to see Hader come as well. In fact, we could add her here because it's a of course it's a 7-hour, it's an 8-man mission, so we can have her for now. Most of the stuff in In Kryta though is 6-man. I'm not sure. I like the idea, and I know one of you in particular is leaving comments saying, "Oh no, Paragons can be awesome." I know that they've got builds that they can use. It's just, I don't know. I personally don't think that they're that great. Particularly, you know, I don't mind. I like if you guys have watched my videos for any length of time, you'll know that I don't care about min-maxing things. I really don't. It's just that now I'm getting into a situation with a In Kryta where you really do want to have fairly reasonable builds on everyone, and when you're dedicating just 6 of them to Hader, who would maybe not have an amazing build, I'm not sure how worth it would be. But, you know, feel free to leave a build if you want, guys, and we can have her in the team, sure as anything else. So yeah. Who should we add as the last person, actually? Let's add Gwen just for now, alright? So, we're going to speak to Salma and continue this storyline with this golem that's supposedly here that's going to attack. So, hey, Salma. She says it's hard to know how to react to all the recent troubles. Deactivating R.O.X. Okay, so here we go. This is the first of 3. This quest is amazing. I love it. Peter Redhill, isn't it uncanny how champions always seem to appear in my hour of need? Scouts have brought word of an unnatural army of constructs. Metal given life by magic headed this way. They say the creatures destroy everything in their path. There's still some time to organise our defences here, but not much. I know with your help we shall survive this. Will you lend us your aid? What can be made can be unmade. Onward to battle. Right, rampaging death machines? Good luck with that. So we're going to go into the mission here. And this quest is actually quite hard if I remember rightly. This certainly isn't the hardest one, but I do remember, actually, I do have very real memories of failing at this every now and then. So Salma says, we don't have much time, but we do have one advantage. The gods are on our side. Okay, cool. Are they really? Because it just seems like they've abandoned the planet, to be perfectly honest. Ask the monks and acolytes in the temple to offer up prayers to the gods, so we may receive their blessings. And indeed, you can do this. There's like a little bit of strategy to the mission. I'll show you what I usually do. I think I send them all up to Balthazar, to be honest. The gods will channel their blessings through the pious. So as more people pray at the statue, the stronger that God's blessing will become. I leave it to you to decide who to send where, but act quickly, our foes approach. One thing, maybe I shouldn't talk about this just yet. I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, we've got time remaining. So let's speak to these guys. By the way, this guy's actually got the same model as the... Yeah, you can vaguely see it. Can you see that, guys? You can see like his spotted underwear very slightly. Very vaguely. But yeah, that's the model has got it. So let's get Theopolis. Let's just send them all to Balthazar. Each one will give you a different buff, basically. I go where I must. You need only tell me how best I can to help. So by sending this guy over to Balthazar, we'll watch him go over there. Oh shit, maybe I should send them quicker. No, all of you just go to Balthazar. They'll give you different buffs. So Balthazar here gives you 10% attack faster, you see. And the more you send there, the higher it will go. I don't know what's best, honestly, whether it's a mix and match or whether it's all kinds of different things, but there you go. So yeah, as you can see, Mox is actually quite a small golem compared to the other ones. These, I suppose, are like golem 2s or something. These are all the ones, do you remember in the story it said that Zin had stolen, one of the golems had stolen all of the other golems in the entire workshop and ran off with them? Well, this is what you're looking at here. These are these golems. Maybe you should go and defend with the acolytes. The benefit of obviously sending them all to one place is that you can literally just defend in the one place and you'll be fine. That's generally my advice for this. Like I say, some buffs give you armor. It's generally a little bit of fun to play around with. Like, for instance, I've definitely failed on this quite a lot of times through my history of playing the game, and usually, if I remember rightly, I just like send them all to a different shrine each time, but I don't know why Balthazar kind of stands out. I think when you send him to Grenth, it's actually quite interesting. It gives you lifesteal to your attacks, which is pretty cool. It's just a very fun little mini mission you get here. It is entirely here in the Temple of the Aegis, though. I will admit that to you. So it's not a fantastic quest. The other ones are... I don't know whether this is my least preferred one. I know that my favourite one. My favourite one is one of these missions, as we'll see. It's just literally the entire thing is the fight with the golem, and it's one of the hardest fight. Well, no, it's the enemy with one of the highest healths in the game, and it's really, really cool. Pretty awesome fight. But yeah, so obviously it's a hard mission because the rewards are freaking fantastic for this. So I mean, I always enjoyed it when it came out, and yeah, like I say, people were recommending you go over this this quest line and just keep doing this quest on like all 10 of your characters, or all 8 of them if you've never bought any character slots, and you'll end up with a crap load of money, which is pretty sweet. So so yeah, as I was going to say, like with Salma here, it's interesting to think of where in the plot this specifically could be happening, because like Salma's here at the temple, okay, so do we assume, well, basically though, we saw in Prophecy's timeline, we came and presumably took her away from the temple to sort of step up to the throne and start doing her duties. Clearly something stopped her from doing that. Maybe if she'd got off her arse and started working on it while all the White Mantle had their council destroyed and all of their gods exposed as just mere people that could be destroyed, and you know, in those 8 years, apparently something stopped Salma from taking action then. Oh crap, there's golems over there killing my people. Yeah, if your acolytes die, then yeah, guess what, you do start to lose the buff, so do bear that in mind. I don't like it. I mean, I've said this before in videos. I never like letting allies die, but yeah. So this is a bit weird. I don't know what time in the story this happens. Obviously, it has to. It was released after Eye of the North, but before War in Kryta, right? So you could just say that that's when it happens in the storyline as well, and I suppose that would make sense. But you've just got to explain where Salma was at the time. I think it does make the most sense to me. But of course, she also kind of says, "Oh, heroes always appear in my time of need." This is like the first quest, really. Actually, yeah, if you think about it, this was the first time Salma had really been reintroduced to the plot. Oh my god, we need to just stand over here, don't we? Because these guys are just continually being attacked. We also get lots of other guys here, as you can see. You get, like, this guy, Colleen Redstone. Redstone, that's kind of like my name. Hey, Red Hill, Redstone, that's pretty cool. Got a Krytan Herald and stuff. They don't speak to us, which is a shame. Are you golems fighting things over there? Oh, that's amazing. Oh, yeah, this as well. This instance, okay, what's the other one? I can't remember. What is the other one? There's another one by doing a glitch. You can jump past a portal and you'll find one. But this is... Oh, yeah, that's actually later on in the War in Kryta. But this is one of only 2 explorable areas in the entire game where there are actually Junolite chests outside in the world, which is really cool. You can't interact with them, obviously, to use them as storage, but this is like actual and allied Junolite chests out in an explorable area. Really cool. I have always wondered. I think that would be awesome, don't you guys? That if, as you went through the game, there were certain explorable areas that had Junolite chests in them. That would be so cool. Like maybe you'd have to do like kill certain bosses or do certain things to find hidden areas and explorables. I don't see why they shouldn't do that. Unless maybe you have to pay for the usage of it, or I don't know. Are there any like farming exploits? No, not really, because enemies don't respawn in this game. When they die, they're dead. It's only when you rezone into the area that they come alive again. Anyway, here's R.O.X. As you can see, we're just kind of slashing through him and doing fine. But don't underestimate him. I mean, if you guys are playing along, I don't know how powerful some of your teams are. A fair few of you have actually mentioned that now that I've started doing Guild Wars Beyond, you literally just went and did War in Kryta and played it all in one sitting. And that's hilarious, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun with it. I'm hoping to do a pretty extensive look at it. A lot of you said, oh, it's quite short. Yeah, it is short, alright, don't get me wrong. It was made by, what, like 4 people in the live team over like half a year, and it was released entirely for free, so it is quite short, but they did add enough small little details, little encounters, things to read about, different rewards and all kinds of little things that I think we can get a pretty decent series out of just War in Kryta alone. I mean, and let's not forget, then you've got Hearts of the North coming up after that, and then the Winds of Change. So there is a lot of stuff in Guild Wars Beyond already. In fact, I'm kind of hoping, I said this ages ago, back when I was planning for the Let's Play to end a year immediately after I'd started it. I said that ages ago, but I still kind of want this to happen, that when we finish Winds of Change Act 2, that's when Winds of Change Act 3 comes out, and I can actually Let's Play it blind. I think that would be so cool. But yeah, alright, so, well, mind you, I don't know, I'd probably miss out on a lot of details if I did that. I don't know. Anyway, so, you don't actually kill these golems, you just get them down to a certain threshold of health, and trust me, you will be really happy about that fact when you're fighting some of the harder ones. So here's R.O.X. He says, R.O.X. appears fully deactivated. You reach out and open up his control panel. Inside lies the golem's power crystal. It emits a strange buzzing sound and vibrates erratically, almost as if something is trying to escape. This is the object Zin requires. You need only reach out and take it. Is that a line from a film? You only need reach out and take it. I recognise that from somewhere. I don't know where. Alright, so there you go. That's the first bit. Quest updated. Deactivating R.O.X. We've done that now. Like a quest of its own within the sort of overarching quest of Zin's task. As you can see, we've got deactivating Nox and Pox as well, which we'll be doing soon enough. I'm not sure if I'm going to do all of these on Peter Redhill or not, to be honest. I'm really not. The other thing about the Let's Play is that we're not going to just go off and do that immediately now, actually. We're not at all. We're going to finish up this episode, but instead of doing that, we're going to keep going back to that as we go through. We're going to do a bit more exploring of Kryta, and we're going to finally see, you know, that image that we... Oh, yeah, we get to keep an 8-man party as well if we're leaving from... Yeah, so I suppose if you base all of your actions out of the Temple of the Aegis, at least then you can have an 8-man party in this, but you get missions in War in Kryta, and for those you can only have 6-man. Anyway, here's this little event that I was talking about that I was expecting to see before. Here we've got this guy, Brother Mizar, and a bunch of White Mantle. You cannot pass. This land is protected by Krytan law, even from the White Mantle. I am the Krytan law, says Greaves the Overbearing. Let us pass at once. We know you are hiding spies within your heathen temple. So this is like a small area of safety, I suppose, within Kryta. Our priests and priestesses are hardly spies. As for heathens, they are the very people I'm trying to keep out. Oh, go you, Mizar. Awesome. Isn't a Mizar like a I don't know, a word for a complete downer or something? Blasphemy! Your gods are false, your friends are traitors, and your words are poisonous lies. Men, kill this worthless priest. You can't do this! We're protected by a special edict from Saul Delesio himself. This is actually really interesting dialogue here. Your temple may be protected, but you are just a man, and you look pretty squishy to me. Oh god, and there we go, they start fighting. That's actually really interesting. Actually, that Saul D'Alessio allowed them to continue worshipping the five. Well, they were the 5 true gods back then, not the 6 true gods. Despite the fact that he had found his own, or claimed to find his own new gods. This is actually something that I could talk about. For simple priests and priestesses, you certainly know how to put up a fight, says Greaves. Our gods give us strength. They do indeed. This isn't over, priest. I'll return, and next time it won't be so easy. How can you still believe in your gods? They're extinct. There's barely any of them left.